11:43 new this morning. We've talked about the burnout and struggles many teachers face, but one group is building a conversation around superintendents and the toll that stress can have on district leaders as well. So joining us right now, Doug Roberts, founder and CEO of the Institute for Education Innovation. All right, Doug, so to start, what are some of the common issues? We know a lot of these superintendents have been in those teachers' shoes before for years before they rise to that superintendent level, so they should understand what their constituents are going through, right?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So what superintendents are experiencing at the nexus of the interface between the public and the elected officials on the board and the people reporting to them is an intense amount of political strife. This election season, I think we're all, we're not politicians, we're educators. You mentioned that almost all of them have been classroom teachers and principals. We're waiting for this election to pass us by. So we hope that the political rhetoric can get tamped down, because the things we care about are graduation rates, achievement gaps, making sure that early childhood programs can get set up and funded. These are things that almost every family in America cares about. And when some of the political stuff comes at us, the Rand Corporation did a study showing that we're losing superintendents like crazy from the work, as well as other administrators, and they're citing the political kind of tensions as the main reason why they're experiencing more stress. Council Great City Schools, which is a group that supports all the largest urban districts in the country, including Cincinnati, found that just in the last 3 years, the average tenure of superintendents in their districts went from 2.9 to 2.6 years. So we've lost a third of a year of talent, experience, skill on average in our nation's most needy school districks. So
we've seen that here in some of our big districts as well. And I know a lot of things that people are, even our police chief, approaching the Cincinnati public schools, talking about the impact of things that are happening with tension and violence happening at some of our school sporting events, and how students maybe not feeling safe to either come to school or to go to extracurricular activities because things are happening involving guns.
Yeah, that's the worst day of a superintendent's life, is a day when a student is injured or tragically killed, whether it's at school or not at school. But we've had tons of our members in our group tell us that they've spent a lot more time than they ever thought, going to funerals and going to console families in hospitals and help kids, get back on track. That we play this role of kind of empathizer in chief in those moments. And while that's a really important work, it does add to the burnout factor. And as you noted, there seems to be a lot of tension around our public schools these days. But Cincinnati Public Schools actually had a great run for a couple of years under Dr. Wright, and that's part of the tragedy of this, is that she and the board were not able to figure out how to keep working together. But you all saw your schools, in the Ohio 8, you improved. You're the second highest performing on the Ohio report card. You have 58% of your schools, of your elementaries, are rated 3, 4s, and 5s. The average rating of the district went from 2 to 2.5. Your literacy scores were improving. That's part of what we're concerned about, is that it's not unlike sports, right? The best sports franchises that win a lot usually have the same coach and leadership for many years. And the same can be said for school districts. And this turnover, when the adults can't figure out how to work together, it impacts kids. And it's something that we'd like to see everybody sort of in the public think about. Like, try to give the leaders of your schools the benefit of the doubt sometimes. Give them a chance to keep, focusing on the data and improving that data about your kids. And these people all come to this work, from a dedication to kids and with the purest of intentions. And yes, adults sometimes get sideways on things, but our hope, and part of why we advocate on behalf of superintendents, is to ask people to sort of remember that these people came to this work with the intention to help kids. And if you give them a chance, maybe they make a mistake. If you give them a chance to stick around for another couple of years, you can see great outcomes for your kids.
It's good thoughts to keep in mind. So thanks you for so much for being on with us here this morning. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you having us. Thanks.